And now, I already pressed record.
Oh, hello.
Oh, we done had some really big sodas today.
This is going to be a good one.
Hello.
Hi.
This is Melissa.
And this is Kat.
We are on one.
Yeah, we had Pibb Extra, so we are extra Pibb.
It wasn't just Pibb, it was Pibb Extra.
When did they change the name of it?
It used to be Mr. Pibb, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Curious minds wish to know.
I guess we could Google it, but we won't.
I don't know that I care that much.
Who is Pibb?
Oh, who is Mr. Pibb? You know how like when you say like Mr. something, they're like, don't call me Mr. blah, blah, blah. That's my father.
Maybe Pibb Extra is like his righteous son who took over the company and was like, Mr. Pibb was my father.
I hope that's exactly what happened.
Chaz Pibb took over and said, it's going to be Pibb Extra.
And he was just really fucking annoying. So he was like, extra. And it's just, isn't it just XTRA? There's no E.
Well, this episode is dedicated to you, Chaz.
Chaz Pibb.
Mr. Chaz. Oh, sorry. Chaz Pibb.
Yeah, no, Mr. That was his father. We just went over this.
We've already created an origin story for Pibb Extra. I gotta go.
Oh, no.
This is gonna be fun.
No, this is gonna be a good one.
Tragical.
So this time,
We're here to tell you why
the country bears
is tragical, and it sure is.
Claire.
We have questions for you, ma'am.
I think Claire picked this because she knew it was going to be very funny.
I hope that that's why, not because this is actually her favorite movie.
Claire has taken us on a journey that we did not want to embark on.
No, we did not.
This is our patron Claire's movie choice.
A questionable choice, but it was her choice.
I will say Christopher Walken's in it, so there's that.
I don't even know that that's a saving grace. I truly don't even think so. I don't think anything could save this movie.
Move over, Bolt. We've watched The Country Bears.
I truly think I would watch Bolt again.
I think I'd watch Maleficent over watching this again. That's right, I said it.
Oh, them's big words.
Oh, gosh. Well, let's get into it.
Yeah, I have some fun facts.
I am ready.
So there was only a total of 19 fun facts on all of IMDb.
You always luck out somehow with these fun facts.
I mean, they weren't good. Again, like I like to say, they weren't fun facts. They were just facts.
These are regular facts
They're
from
just
IMDb.
Yeah, they exist. So the very first fact or trivia that is on IMDb is that this movie was featured on episode of the podcast How Did This Get Made?
Oh, man.
It's the very first trivia fact on IMDb.
Does it say what episode number it is?
Number 215.
Oh, man. We should listen to it after we record.
Yeah, I would truly like to know how this got made and why.
Unfortunately, it was.
Not good, not good.
So if you want another podcast about the country bears after you get through this.
Yeah, after you power your way through this episode.
How Did This Get Made? It's got another one for you.
Number 215. After Tennessee and Trixie's performance in the bar, a bar patron comments that it was better than the Eagles. This patron is Don Henley, who is one of the founding members of the Eagles, who provided the singing voice for Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
I know. I literally said we were watching, I was like, isn't he from the Eagles? Was like that like a reference? And
Yeah.
it sure as shit was.
Cool.
And then his female companion at the bar, who he says it to, is Bonnie Raitt, who provided the voice for Trixie.
Oh, yeah. I said that when we were watching this. I said, I hope that's not Bonnie. And then I Googled it and it was. And I was like, get out of there, girl. Get out of that bear.
The amount of...
Bonnie, get out of that bear.
The amount of like good people that they got for this movie.
We'll talk about
Don't understand. So the next one, I literally was thinking this while we were watching it, and then I didn't really think about it past that. But the plot for this movie is the exact same as The Muppets.
This is the exact plot of like 20 movies. This is not like there's so many movies like this.
But like it is like the exact same as The Muppets.
You got to get the band back together so that you can save the building from the rich tycoon.
And one big fan is the reason that it all gets saved.
Yep.
And it's also a family of all humans and a non-human.
Yep.
Fucking weird, bro.
I know.
I hate it.
This is just The Muppets.
Which is better? Which did it better?
The Muppets.
I know, that was not a real question.
Even though what's her face is in it, I'll take it.
Amy Adams. She's beautiful. Don't judge.
She is good looking. That doesn't mean she has any skills as far as acting, singing, or not having red, watery eyes are concerned.
Rip. Anyway, my final fun fact. I'm not even going to say this one is a fun fact. It is quite literally just a fact that Jim Henson's Creature Shop is the one that provided the animatronic bears used for the film. And they were performed by puppeteers / suit performers.
They, honestly, the only good part of this movie is how fucking good those bears look.
My only thing about them is the human eyes on them, where I think that's what made them so terrifying to me. And it took me until the very end of the movie. I literally just looked at Melissa dead in her face and I said, they have human eyes. And that's, I think, what really threw me off. But other than that, yeah, the movement of them, of like their mouths and everything, freaking crazy.
That's why I love Jim's work though, because it's always a little creepy. Like it's mystical and creepy and good.
Could have done without this one though. Could have really done without it. But those were my incredible 4 fun facts of the 19 from IMDb.
Amazing.
Woo!
IMDb sponsor us.
Please.
All right, Claire, here we go. We're just going to aggressively shout at Claire for the rest of this episode.
Claire, this is your fault. This is all your fault. I would like to start this.
Are you going to say what I'm going to say? We had to pause 8 seconds into this film.
We literally, like legit 8 seconds, we paused it because we were already like, what the fuck is happening?
Literally timestamped 8 seconds.
No, but what I was going to say was that they put the bare minimum into this movie.
Oh, they did. No, I wish they had put the bare minimum into this movie, but unfortunately, I have a feeling they did not. So this movie opens up with photos and clippings on like a collage wall of a child's bedroom. And
love that.
It's all clippings and photos of the great band, the Country Bears.
Incredible.
And then we are watching a concert. It is the 91 farewell show of the Country Bears that young child Barry is watching.
Child?
Barry is a bear that is standing up on his 2 back legs.
Also, Barry is spelled Beary.
Not like Barry, not Barry.
Literally
bear with a Y. He's obsessed with the Country Bears.
I mean, he's also a bear.
And we're introduced to all the bears in the Country Bears documentary. So, Kat, I'll let you take it because I could not even care to write them down.
So, we have Ted Betterhead. Don't know why that's the name. Who is the lead vocals and guitar. We have Zeb Zuber, who plays the fiddle. Tennessee O'Neill, who plays the 1-string thang. And Fred Betterhead, who plays the harmonica and the bass. So out of the Country Bear song, they said, fuck Zeke, I guess, even though he's literally the first one mentioned in the song.
The song in the Country Bears starts Zeke and Zed and Ted and Fred and a bear named Tennessee. And they just said, we're not going to do Zeke. So again, this is the farewell concert for the Country Bears. And there's bears flying everywhere. They're like flying into pieces of the stage and instruments, and it's like folk music, but the set is like a Kiss concert or something.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. Also, every single person in the audience is human. Their drummer is human.
There's a couple bears in there.
Were there at the very first one?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't see them at the very first one.
There's like random bears throughout this whole movie.
Just
you didn't notice.
Imagine living in a world
Where
where
there's just,
there's
like, couple bears.
literally just humanoid bears just walking around. They're the only animal that is humanoid.
Like-
Nothing else. Literally just fucking bears.
Like if there's 100 people in a room, one of them is a bear. This concert is the farewell concert again in 1991 at Country Bear Hall. After they show a couple clips from this concert, the Willie Nelson speaks about the band in the documentary. And he's like, yeah, the Country Bears taught me everything I know.
lies.
Willie, get out of this movie.
Lies and blasphemy.
Leave the movie.
What did they have against him? What did they hold against Willie Nelson to be in this movie and talk about the Country Bears as if they were the only thing that made him famous?
He's one of the first celebrities that was blackmailed into doing this movie. So Barry is sitting on his bed watching this documentary about the Country Bears. Also, Barry, voiced by Haley Joel Osment. Mm-hmm. Sweet Haley. Mm-hmm. Get Haley out of that bear.
The way Melissa said that every 4 seconds in this movie. Get Haley out of that bear.
Haley's in the bear. So we go down to breakfast. Breakfast? Was it breakfast or dinner?
Don't know that I cared enough to write it down. A meal.
Well, Haley Bear Osment goes down.
I hope he legally changes his name to Haley Bear Osment.
So Haley Bear Osment goes down, gets his breakfast scramble, and he's sitting at the table with his family, and he asks if he's adopted. And his brother Dex, which is short for Dexter, the most early 2000s name ever, he says, of course, look at you, you're a bear. And the parents are like, no, of course you're not adopted, Barry.
His human parents tell him next to his human brother.
Dex is the only person in this movie who I like. Truly. He's the only one. Him and Willie Nelson.
It's the frosted tips for me.
He has the most early 2000s, like gelled frosted tips. It's beautiful.
Iconic.
It's truly iconic. So again, mom and dad are just gaslighting Barry, and then they literally tell Barry that he's their favorite son. And Dex is like, well, I'm not a bear, so I don't know how to be a bear. So
you literally birthed me. You picked him up from a park ranger. I don't know what the problem is here.
Dex is showing Barry his tracking collar because, again, he's a bear. And Barry is like, wow, I really am adopted. This is the proof I needed, is the tracking collar from the park rangers.
Yeah, not the fact that he's a literal fucking bear.
It wasn't enough. Yeah, he needed a little bit more information.
I guess so.
So Barry gets really sad and he packs up his guitar and he runs away to Country Bear Hall, as you do.
He takes a greyhound bus straight to Country Bear Hall.
No.
That's what he did. I'm literally crying. I was like preparing myself for that. I was trying not to laugh before I sang it, so I was already crying.
No. Barry. I don't want to say Barry anymore, Claire.
This is your fault,
Claire, I
Claire.
don't want to say Barry anymore.
Take a shot every time we say Barry.
I'll be drunk.
You'll be dead.
Not me.
No, I would be. I would just have heartburn.
Barry takes a midnight bus headed to Country Bear Hall. And when he gets there, a man shows up, Christopher Walken, here to save the movie.
Yeah, truly.
And he is a banker of sorts, and he is going to tear down Country Bear Hall for whatever reason.
I would like to note that they do not say the character's name, I think, until the very end of this movie. I literally did not know his name until the almost end of this movie.
Does he have a name? Because he's in my notes as Christopher Walken the entire time.
Same until they said his name, which is apparently Reed Thimple.
Great.
Thimple, which is not a name any more than Barry is.
So Christopher Walken is there and he tells Henry, the owner of Country Bear Hall, that he is going to tear down Country Bear Hall in 4 days' time.
Yeah, because Country Bear Hall is 6 years behind on its payments to the bank.
Well, that's just because Henry and Big Al are just living there. There's nothing happening there.
Big Al is taking care of his grass. Don't say nothing is happening
Okay,
there.
but grass isn't like a money-making career.
Don't tell Big Al that. Also, I'm so insulted. Big Al is my favorite of the Country Bears, other than Wendell, who's not even in this movie at all. But Big Al is my favorite. And they literally just reduced him to loving grass.
Yeah, that's his personality, is grass.
The whole movie is literally him obsessing over grass. How dare you? How dare?
So Barry is talking to Henry and he's really upset that they're going to demolish Country Bear Hall. And he's like, we have to stop it. And Henry is like, sorry, kid, it's going to the bank. It's going to get leveled. And then we cut to, are you ready, Kat?
Oh, no.
The Barrington's house. Yes, that is correct. Barry's last name is Barrington. Barry Barrington.
I literally can't even, I can't. There is no explanation for this movie. There is none.
The Barringtons are filing a police report with Officer Ham and Officer Cheats.
That's right. You heard it here, folks. Ham and Cheats.
Yep.
Ham and Cheats.
And they are taking a police report for the missing Barry Barrington.
And how is Barry spelled?
Oh, Kat, it's the German spelling.
Oh, okay. Beary is the German spelling. This movie should be illegal. Illegal. Outlaw it. It should not exist. Period.
It tries to be funny, but it's not.
I think that's my problem, is that it tries so hard constantly. Like Ham and Cheats.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
It was like supposed to be stupid funny, but it's not stupid funny. It's actually just stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hate it. Claire, this is your fault.
Claire, we truly love you. So we're back to Henry and Barry at Country Bear Hall. And Barry finally convinces Henry to get the band back together and do a tribute concert and raise money to save Country Bear Hall. So that's what they're going to do. And Big Al is going to stay behind and get the venue ready for the big show.
Mind you, this is after Henry calls Barry stupid. Literally calls him stupid. And then Big Al's like, no, we can do it. And Henry's like, well, Big Al wants to do it, then sure. Like, he calls him stupid.
He is.
This whole movie is stupid.
So Henry and Barry head out to get the bus. And the bus is in an old barn. And Rhodey, who is the bus driver and also plays the drums, because apparently they were like, animatronic bear playing the drums. We're not even going to try to attempt that. And Rhodey lives in the bus with his chicken.
He has literally been living in this bus since their farewell tour. Does he eat? What?
Why are you asking me?
I'm just concerned for Rhodey.
Yeah, me
He's just
too.
been in this bus
With a chicken.
with a chicken.
For this movie came out in 2002, so he's been in there for 10 years with the chicken.
I hate that. Rhodey, are you good, fam?
Rhodey is not good.
He needs a therapist.
So Rhodey and the chicken and Henry and Barry are headed to get the band, and they head to Fred first. Now, Fred is head of security at a studio warehouse stage place thing.
I literally could not tell you.
And early 2000s Crystal Harris is there to shoot a music video for her new song.
What's the one song she sings that you brought up?
She sings the song from Princess Diaries. I'm Supergirl and I'm here to save the world. And then she did a song for this movie.
And that's it, right?
And then she crawled into a hole.
Yeah. And she has the very early 2000s short haircut where you just like blow dry it and spike it out. Very like Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah. And then her eyebrows are 17
Non-existent.
hairs in one line. And she kind of acts like she's from the streets, but she's not. So early 2000s, Crystal Harris is there to shoot her new music video. And she asks Fred to play his harmonica in her music video because she's a really big fan. So he just abandons his security post so that he could be in this music video from hell.
I'm pretty sure they got like robbed while they were doing this because he wasn't at his post.
They truly spent way too much money on this movie. Like this music video montage alone, like cost too much money. They did not make enough money back from this movie that they spent.
And also, like, again, the movie stars that they have in this, they all got paid like $1, right? Like,
Crystal Harris had to retire because of this.
maybe that's why we never saw her again. She buried herself in a hole after doing this movie because she actually owed the studio money for being in this movie. And she didn't have the money for it.
So Barry and Henry, again, I keep having to say Barry and I don't want to say it, but I have to because it's part of this movie. So here we are. So Barry and Henry show up and Fred is in. That's it.
Yeah.
Fred is like, let's go save Country Bear Hall. Now, Henry calls Rip Holland, their old promoter, who is sitting at a furniture store at a desk, pretending like he has his own desk. And Henry asks Rip Holland, hey, can you do promo for the show? And Rip Holland is not busy. I think he's homeless, actually. And he's like, great, I'll do it.
I was literally just going to say, I'm like 95% positive that Rip Holland is homeless and he lives in an Office Depot.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Glad we got there.
So Rip is in. And then next we drive to Zeb Zuber,
who is at a dive bar.
It's called the Swarming Hive. Thank you very much.
That is bee themed.
It's actually like the coolest theme for a bar ever.
Truly, it's kind of cool. Instead of like alcohol, they have like giant canisters full of honey, which freaking dope.
The stage was like honeycombs, but
Yeah.
also like a beautiful like mossy forest. I actually love this bar. Guess who owns the bar, Kat?
Melissa's favorite, Queen Latifah, who Zeb apparently just calls Cha-Cha, and he owes her $500. For what? I couldn't tell you.
I think it's a drinking debt. It's a drinking debt.
He's honey drunk?
Queen Latifah said he sleeps on the floor at the bar.
Okay, but is there alcohol in the honey? Is it just honey? I need to know these things.
He's getting honey wasted every night.
I guess so. So Cha-Cha, aka Queen Latifah, who they never say her real name, obviously, but then at the very end, she is Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah retired from Hollywood and she's just a bartender now at a weird honey serving bar.
Yeah, I don't know what the backstory is there.
There's a random bear in this bar. This is where the first like random bear was.
I did
the
see.
second random bear.
I did see he's playing like pool or something.
Yeah, he's just chilling at the bar.
Just a singular bear in a sea of humans at this weird honey bar.
Zeb Zuber's best friend.
Apparently his only friend. So Zeb owes Cha-Cha $500.
I don't think her name is Cha-Cha.
No, he calls her Cha-Cha, so I'm going to call her Cha-Cha. They don't say her actual name in the whole movie, so she's fucking Cha-Cha.
I think she's Queen Latifah.
No, I know she's it's Queen Latifah as Queen Latifah,
Yes.
but it's Cha-Cha as Queen Latifah as Queen Latifah.
I think her name is
Zeb
Cha-Cha.
calls her Cha-Cha. I'm taking my cues from Zeb here, all right?
That's like our dad. He will fully call people with confidence by a name that is not even close to their name.
We literally had a neighbor our entire
We thought
lives.
his name was Tim.
And they moved out after literally living next to us for 18 years.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he told us, by the way, my name is not Tim. On the
so
day they
great.
moved out.
It was so great.
And we were all flabbergasted.
Neighbor Tim.
And his name was never Tim.
Even Kat and I, as kids in the backyard, we'd see him in the backyard.
Tim.
We would say, hey, Tim.
fully wasn't his name. Don't know what it actually was because he's Tim. He's been Tim literally 18 years of my life. Like he had children, he had a wife. Like
We would always call him. His name was not Tim. His name was not Tim.
I will never get over that for literally my entire life. I will be
Oh.
80 and my dying thought will be the fact that our neighbor's name wasn't fucking Tim.
Neighbor Tim. His name wasn't Tim.
It sure was not.
I'm dead. Okay, back to Zeb and Cha-Cha.
So Barry comes up with the genius idea that if Zeb can play his fiddle better than the bar band, he will cancel out his debt with Cha-Cha. But if the bar band does better than his fiddling, then Cha-Cha gets to keep their tour bus.
Which is probably worth about $1,000. So that's a pretty fair bet.
But I think he also still owes her the $500 because they never said, and you don't owe her the $500. I think he still owes her the $500 and the tour bus.
No, I think the bus was to cover his honey debt.
Maybe. But so they duel it out, fiddle to guitar. And Zeb doesn't do so hot at first, but then he frickin' pops off and he wins the competition. Are we shocked? Actually, yes. Because this movie is trash.
So Zeb wins against the house band and they're off to go get Tennessee.
Now we cut to this strange literally 15 to 20 minute part of this movie that absolutely did not need to happen.
Okay, it was maybe 2 minutes, but I'll let you be a little dramatic.
In my mind, that's how long it was because it should not have been there. So we cut to Christopher Walken in his office in his underwear and slippers, but still in his like suit top, button up and shirt, and he is smashing multiple miniatures of Country Bear Hall. I mean, literally like 10 to 15 of these miniatures with a giant, what is that, like an anvil that he drops from his fucking ceiling?
Yeah, it's like a weight.
For what purpose?
That's what rich people do.
Why is he in his underwear in his office?
He just crushes like 20 models of Country Bear Hall and then throws the scraps on the floor. This was an actual scene that was in a major motion picture that Disney produced.
In his underwear, in his office, just smashing shit.
Like actually a 2 to 3 minute scene.
It was way too long.
Do you think Christopher Walken has to have like a certain amount of screen time or something in his underwear? It's part of his contract.
I was going to say he has to be partially naked in every movie he's in.
I gotta be in my underwear for at least 2 minutes of this film.
I'm leaving right now. This has been Tragical. I'm never coming back. This is our final episode. Goodbye. Thank you, Claire, for our farewell episode. This is, instead of the farewell tour of 1991 for the Country Bears, this is the Tragical farewell episode 2022. Goodbye. I have left. I can't do this anymore, actually. I physically cannot. Claire, this is your fault. How do you feel that you broke us up?
All right. We can do this. I believe in us.
Let's speed round it.
We just finished the movie in like
2
6 seconds. All right, speed round. 5 minutes. Let's go. So now we are back with Ham and Cheats. And they go to Country Bear Hall and they talk to Big Al, who basically tells them that Barry was kidnapped by a man, a chicken, and a bear. Big Al, get it together.
He's just looking out for his grass. He doesn't care about anything else, okay?
Now, back on the bus, we're going to get Tennessee. And Tennessee is a marriage counselor, but he's actually crying to his clients about his ex-girlfriend. And he's in. That's it. We have nothing else to discuss. We have nothing else to discuss. That was it.
But his ex-girlfriend is in fact Trixie, who is also one of the Country Bears.
True.
Which apparently she left him for a panda bear who does real estate.
I mean,
good for her.
He's doing better than Tennessee. So they stop for food at this diner, and the waitress, Jennifer, loves the Country Bears. So she sings a rendition of one of their songs to the whole restaurant. Everybody in the restaurant starts banging on their tables, and there's a whole full-blown dance number for Jennifer's version of the Country Bears song. They spent way too much money on this movie.
Jennifer is Melissa's favorite character in this whole movie,
Waitress Jennifer is my favorite character in the Country Bears movie. So they do a whole music video for Jennifer's version of the Country Bear song.
It's pretty aggressive, actually.
Like the diner seats move, and there's lighting, and it's truly a gorgeous scene. Honestly, the only good scene in the whole movie.
It's too good for this movie.
Yeah, Jennifer really, really delivered. And then everything's back to normal after Jennifer's little dance number. She takes their order, and the bears are watching the news on the diner TV, and it says that Barry has been kidnapped.
By a bear, a man, and a chicken.
By a bear, a man, and a chicken on a bus.
It's not too far from the truth, honestly.
So the bears are kind of freaking out. They're like, oops, we accidentally kidnapped a 4th grader. And Ham and Cheats come into the diner.
Dun, dun, dun.
And all the bears sneak out the back with the help of Jennifer. Shout out Jennifer.
But they don't actually sneak out very well because they are, in fact, seen by Ham and Cheats.
Yeah, Ham and Cheats see the bears and they give chase. Now, the bus goes and hides in a car wash.
So while they're in the car wash, the bus makes it out of the car wash. It's nice and clean now. Ham and Cheats are directly behind them in the car wash. And Cheats has the bright idea because obviously there is soap on the window so they can't see. He opens his driver's side window, sticks his head out, and gets dragged out by the giant cleaning thingies. And then Ham follows him out his passenger side window. There's way too much happening in this. Essentially, they are both now out of their vehicle and the bus drives away.
Yeah, and Cheats loses his fake mustache.
Yeah, his mustache was fake the whole time.
It was a stick-on. So that's how the bears get away, through the car wash. Great riding.
Good for them.
Good riding, squad. You did it. So the bears get away and they spend the night at a motel, and Barry uses a payphone to call his brother Dex, and Dex is like, "We miss you. We love you, Barry." And Barry's like, I'm going to be a bear. Verbatim.
Yeah, this is the first time that Dexter's actually like semi-nice to him.
I love Dex. He's the best part of this movie.
Truly,
Him and Jennifer are my faves. So the bears didn't realize, but the motel that they stopped in just happens to be the motel that Trixie sings at every night. So there's that.
Also, it's a motel, and the bar that they show at this motel is not at a motel.
The motel lounge.
It's not a thing.
Yeah, they're a lot scarier than that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So the bears go into the motel bar, and Trixie serenades Tennessee, and then Tennessee serenades Trixie, and she's in. It's not hard to convince people to join the band back.
But also, she wasn't in the band. She was like their Yoko Ono. Like, she wasn't even like in the, band. She was just John Lennon's girlfriend. Like,
Tennessee. Yeah.
She wasn't in it.
She's in the fucking band now.
Great.
So Trixie's in. We're on the road the next day. Henry calls Ted, the final member, and Ted hangs up on him. Go, Ted. So they roll up to Ted's house and they talk to Elton John, who is seemingly the gardener for Ted Betterhead at his mansion.
I need to know what they had against Elton John to get him to be in this fucking movie.
What blackmail did Disney have to get Queen Latifah and Willie Nelson and Elton John to be in this movie?
I genuinely need to know.
And while we're at it, why don't you get Haley Joel Osment out of that fucking bear?
Bear.
Haley, get out of that bear.
Get out while you can.
Get out of that bear, Haley.
Elton John, just like Sir Elton John, just chilling there in a freaking gardener's outfit. Sir.
God, do you think he was just so... Do you think his agent called him and said, "Hello, Mr. John, it's me. Would you like to be in the Country Bears movie as a gardener?"
Do you think he was like, "That's my fucking favorite thing at Disney. Of course I'll fucking do it."
Okay, but here's the thing. The Country Bear Jamboree at the Magic Kingdom is one of my favorite attractions.
110%
This
same.
movie is... No.
Illegal.
It is illegal. I'm getting it banned. I'm starting a petition. Sign my petition.
Ellen, we have an idea.
Ellen, burn the reel.
Get rid of it.
Delete it.
Delete. It's gone. Never coming back.
So the bears are talking to Elton John, the gardener, and Elton John tells the bears that Ted is still at the wedding, probably, that's taking place on this huge property. So the bears drive over in the bus to the wedding that's happening at this beautiful house. Ted is there, and he's not the homeowner, shockingly. He's a wedding singer.
Yeah.
So we were under the impression that he owned the house, but he's just a wedding singer. And then Ted asks the bears to leave. He does not. He's the first one to put up a fight. He's like, "No, I don't want to bring Country Bear Hall back. It can get demolished. Actually, that's fine with me." And then this is when, and I need you to watch this film, ladies and gentlemen, because I had to watch it, that Tennessee says to Fred, his friend, "Come on, Fred."
He draws out his name for a full 7 minutes.
And like drops octaves. Like it's so weird. We had to rewind and we watched it 6 times.
Yeah.
Come on, Fred.
I don't know why that was the choice that was made.
We literally watched that part. We
7 or 8
rewound it
times.
so many times. We were dying.
I cannot deal with it.
I don't know why it was so funny, but it was.
Because he literally draws his name, and there's not like a reason for it. Like he literally just, that's how he says it.
It was pretty bizarre. Watch it for yourself. I promise it happened.
So Fred tells the bears that he's going to handle his brother, walks up to Ted while he is literally singing at this wedding, and punches his lights out, and they drag him to the bus.
Yep.
Sir, that is talking about kidnapping the child. You actually did just kidnap someone or some bear.
So now we cut back to the Barringtons' house, and Ham and Cheats think that they're going to call for ransom for Barry, which is never going to happen because they didn't actually kidnap him. And Officer Cheats calls Dex sports fan, which was my favorite thing ever.
Literally.
I'm going to start calling all small boys sports fans.
Sports fan. He also did put on a new fake mustache that he just carried with him.
Yes, he's got a case of them.
Yeah.
He can't walk around without his fake mustache on.
Love that for him.
Yep, that was the end of that scene. So the bears are on the side of the road arguing with Ted because, again, Ted does not want to save Country Bear Hall. He's quite happy being a wedding singer. And Barry gets really upset that his favorite band is fighting, so he runs.
Okay, they literally have a way too long montage of Barry running to his house. So wherever they were, so first of all, you had to take a Greyhound bus to get to Country Bear Hall, and then they've gone all over the country picking everyone up. Wherever they ended up to pick up the freaking last bear was so close to Barry's house that they just had a montage of him running home.
Barry turns around and runs, and they just show him running for what felt like 25 seconds. It was too long.
No, it was probably about that. It was way too long. It was so unnecessary. And then they cut away to something else, and then they cut back to Barry still running.
So Barry runs all the way home, and he reunites with the Barringtons, and they're super happy to see him. It's like the next day or whatever, and they hear a knock on the door, and it's Ted. So Ted is there, and he asks Barry to please come do the show with them. They want to save Country Bear Hall. And of course, the Barringtons are like, we support you, son. We want you to do the show with the Country Bears.
Barry is literally their Jesus. Like, they worship Barry.
Yeah, the Barringtons love Barry.
I don't understand. They're like, our actual son we birthed, fuck that guy. Barry, this literal bear we picked up on the side of the road, the best thing since sliced bread.
We love Barry. So Christopher Walken, in the meantime, has taken the other country bears and is holding them at dart gun point in a warehouse in a cage.
He literally has darts strapped to his body like he's fucking Rambo. It's so dramatic for no reason.
So Barry and Ted head outside, but Christopher Walken also had the tour bus taken. They have no way to get to Country Bear Hall. And also they have to find the other bears so that they can do the show. This movie's so stupid. But thank God Dex is there, and he remembers that Barry's tracking collar was in his backpack, and his backpack is on the bus.
Is that what it was? The tracking collar? I could not have told you what they were tracking to find the bus. I knew that they were tracking something. Could not. If you put a gun to my head right now and asked me, I would not have remembered that.
This movie makes literally no sense.
All I know is that frickin' Ted would not fit in their minivan. So they hook a boat to the hitch of their minivan with Ted in the fucking boat. And then they drive their minivan at top speed, which is like 65 miles per hour, to chase down the tour bus. And Ted is just flopping around like a fucking fish in this boat. I know there's seatbelts. I've been in a boat.
So the Barringtons, with their family boat attached to the van, follow the bus via the tracker to the warehouse where the other bears are being held hostage. So the van takes a dirt pile, and then the boat flies off into the warehouse and breaks the cage that the bears are being kept in. Great writing. Writing team, nailed it.
Christopher Walken, nowhere to be found.
He's at Country Bear Hall.
Ready to
tear
demolish
it down.
it.
Exactly. He didn't stick around. So the bears all get back on the bus, and they head to Country Bear Hall for the show.
And this is when we find out that the bus's name is Zeke. So that's how they brought Zeke into this, I guess.
Yeah, they took the lowest of low of roads and named the bus Zeke, and I'm not having it.
Yeah, it's kind of illegal.
I won't have it.
No, I don't accept it.
They were like, 5 bear animatronics is enough. We're not making a Zeke. We'll name the bus Zeke.
The bus is Zeke.
Fucking A. I won't have it. I will not accept this narrative.
So the bears all arrive at Country Bear Hall with Barringtons in tow, and they walk into the hall and see that Thimble, aka Christopher Walken, is standing in the middle of the hall paying off Rip Holland, and there is not a single fan in sight. So they realize that Christopher Walken has paid off Rip, so there's no promotion, no fans, no one is there. They're gonna lose Country Bear Hall. Except for the fact that Big Al is so obsessed with his fucking grass that he made everyone go to the back, and he opens up the doors to the barn,
the Country Bear Hall,
and allow the people in. And let me tell you that the only thing I noticed in this part was that the very first person that ran into this was a white woman with frickin' cornrows. And I literally, this movie needs to be burned. She was with full cornrows and she had on just a white button-up shirt and jeans. The most early 2000s thing I've ever seen in my life.
Maybe she just got back from a Jamaican cruise, Kat. You don't know.
I don't care.
So everybody piles into Country Bear Hall and Henry gets on stage and he says, guess what? We raised enough money to save Country Bear Hall.
Yay.
Jennifer's there in the front row. I'm so happy Jennifer made it to the show.
There's like probably 200 people at this whole concert and maybe 4 of them are bears.
Yeah,
the
there's
audience.
some bears in the audience.
Some random bears thrown in there.
I'm just happy that Jennifer made it. Then they play the most anticlimactic ending song to any movie ever. And then I thought they were going to play another song, but then it's literally just like a reprise of the song they just fucking played.
But Barry has a solo on the 1-string thing.
Barry can literally choke.
Haley, get out of there.
Get Haley out of that freaking bear. Get out, Haley.
And then that's literally, that's it.
That's the end of the Country Bears.
And then during the credits, they just have more musical artists.
Exhibit was there.
There was just so many people, and I don't understand what they had on these people.
Willie Nelson said some more.
This is where we see that Queen Latifah was just Queen Latifah in the movie.
Her name's not Cha-Cha, just Queen
Zeb
Latifah.
Calls her. Zeb calls her Cha-Cha, so I'm calling her fucking Cha-Cha.
I think it was like trying to be goofy funny, but it was just stupid. This movie's just stupid. The bears are creepy. Barry's the worst name you could have named this bear. It's not funny or cute or quirky. It's just annoying. It's annoying.
And I remember when this movie came out, even then, not thinking it was funny. So like even to like kids, this movie isn't funny. It's not good.
Do it again, Disney. Do it better. I will say the puppets look great.
Oh, except for their human eyes, they're fantastic.
No, I love the human eyes. I love that they're a little bit creepy. Like, I like them.
All I ask if they redo it is that Wendell is in it, because he is my favorite of the Country Bears, because he's freaking bizarre and weird, and I love him.
You ready to rate this thing?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Okay. So I gave the Country Bears a 1 out of 10. The 1 is quite literally for Christopher Walken. If he wasn't in this, I truly would have rated this like Bolt and given it a 0. So this is my 52nd out of 53. So it is above Bolt, shockingly. Not that I would really rather watch either of them. I want them both to not exist. But under Frankenweenie.
I love that. I gave the Country Bears a 2 out of 10.
What?
Queen Latifah's bar is gorgeous. I love puppets and I love Christopher Walken. That's it.
Okay.
2 out of 10. It is above Bolt and below Frankenweenie at number 52.
Why are our bottom 3 the exact same? I'm dead.
Are you ready to guess?
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Okay, Kat.
I'm so bad at this.
We're almost 2 years into this podcast, and I think it's time that we start a journey.
Oh God.
It's a long journey.
Is it a Marvel movie?
It's the first of many in a large universe of films.
Oh, Jesus. Like first cinematically or first one that came out? Wait, you're asking the questions. I'm sorry. I
You're
got
on the-
excited.
you know the answer.
Is it Captain America?
No, I did it annually, not chronologically. Sorry.
Oh, Iron Man?
Yeah.
I had to really think about it. I was like, which one came out first?
Sorry. Should I have gone chronologically?
No,
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
I
yeah,
think
I
though-
went by
When they came out.
actual chronology, not movie
When they took place.
chronology.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yay, it's about time we start the MCU.
I'm nervous.
Oh my God, this is a very hefty journey we are going to start on. I'm jazzed.
Can't wait.
Yay!
Anywho, if you want to hear more bonus episodes where we do non-Disney movies, we have a Patreon. It's $5 a month. You get bonus episodes. We do videos every month where we watch Disney shows and rate them. And then we also do like book reports on Disney movie icons. And you get a merch box in the summer, which is coming up.
Which we've been planning, and honestly, I'm so excited for.
Yes, they will be themed this year.
This
and
will
the
be a good one.
theme is cute.
Yes.
I like it.
This will be a good one.
I think that's it. That's all I got.
That's it.
Claire, I'm watching you, Claire.
Your tastes are questionable, Claire.
I think she knew that this would be a train wreck. I don't think this is Claire's favorite film.
I need to know now, though.
I'm sure it's not.
Claire, I need you to tell us if this is your favorite movie or
She
if you just
probably
really
did. I just don't have it in my notes because I'm scatterbrained.
I hope she messages us and is like, you fucking bitches, this is the best movie that has ever been written.
Truly, like, we laughed more at this movie. At least this was so stupid. It was funny. Like, Bolt, I just didn't like.
That's fair.
So at least there's that.
Yeah.
We did literally die watching this movie of laughter because it was so stupid.
Again, 8 seconds in.
We had to stop. I don't even remember what for, but I was just like, I'm done. I'm leaving.
Illegal.
All right. Well, we are going to have this movie banned. So watch it before we do that.
Yep.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for listening.
We love you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
These opinions are our own and are in no way associated with the film or the film's production company.
The cover art for Tragical was created by Johnny the Alchemist.
The theme song for Tragical was produced by Jahreezy,
Contact info for both artists can be found on their Instagrams.
which are linked in the show notes.
Thanks for listening.
To Tragical.
Do you want to take your slippers off?
Yes.
So you don't have to sneakily slide them off in the middle
Loud
of
as fuck.
recording.
Just like,
You always try to do it so sneaky.
I think I'm sneaky.
You're not. So early 2000s, Crystal's Harris.
That's
So-
that's her actual
Yep.
title.
So Zeb wins against the house. So that was not English.
Both of us trying to say Zeb's name is a fucking process.
Take your time, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Take about a minute and blow your nose. I'm going to put this in the outtakes so people will know I'm really nice to you sometimes. And I let you blow your nose.
After you just yelled at me for needing to blow nose a minute
Yeah.
ago. Include that too.
I'm so bipolar.
Include you yelling at
Fuck
me.
you. Don't blow your nose. And 2 minutes later, I'm like, take your time, blow your nose.
Okay. So Ted decides, oh no, wait. Fred, just kidding. Fred, they're the same. The same fucking person.
The better heads.
The same bear.
Better bids. I don't know.
Better heads.
The better bids.
Better bids.
Better bids.
I am literally jumping off a
The
cliff.
better bids.
Tragical.